Okay, it's the Norwich View. In this clip, we're going to be talking about the horror show that was at the Stadium of Light. We're going to be talking about the changes, the sporting directors in and out, and we're also going to be looking ahead to the Blackburn game this weekend. And we're going to do all of that with our resident Canary, Dominic. How are you, Dom?
Hello, Mark. Well, what did I say? I said 3-1, didn't I? And what was the score? 3-1.
Yeah,
We took the lead with Wang, who I was having a go at last week. We took the lead 1-0, and they just came back. They opened us up like a can of tins. It was just awful. Yeah, the second goal, or the error by Duffy, again. He miscontrolled the ball, and Kenny McLean fouled and gave away a penalty again. So from 1-0 up to lose 3-1, it's unforgivable. But we keep hearing this at Norwich. We're in a terrible place still. The fans are just, the majority of us want massive changes, not just the manager. What's the point in changing the manager if there's no finance by the owners? We've been underfunded for 30 odd years. It's just it's a shambles. We're down to 17th now. We're a team that should be challenging for the top six. That's the club's target, and we're down to 17th. We've got Blackburn coming up. I've got no confidence that we can win that game. I got the score line right, as I say, for the Sunderland game. The Middlesbrough one before that, I predicted 2-1, and that was the score. So I'm on a hat trick here. If you're going to ask me what the score is, I think 2-1 to Blackburn. Again, going against my own team, but that's my head talking. So yeah, 2-1 to Blackburn is my prediction, Mark.
That's okay. A nice way to be welcomed onto the call as a Blackburn fan.
Just talk us through, Dom, what's happened at director level then this week, because you've had news that the sporting directors are going to change. When is that going to happen, and what impact are you hoping as fans to see?
Well, we've got the Arsenal loan manager as our new sporting director. He starts on the 27th of November, but we're having the longest takeover period with Stuart Webber, who's the current sporting director. He resigned at the start of the year in January, and it seems to be the most long-winded transition ever. So he's here to bed in the new guy, Napa. So he's here for a couple of months to help with that transition. Not many people think that's a good idea, because he's going to learn the old habits, which we find ourselves in, which is poor recruitment. Looking at our squad now, it's nowhere near a top six for recruitment. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel with our team. So yeah, we've got a new American investor, Mark Atanasio, who's bought 40% of the shares. So he's now on level terms with Delia and Michael. But again, as everything in Norwich, it takes forever. So he's got a minimum of 3-year apprenticeship to learn how to run a business, which I don't think I've ever heard of. It's actually 3 to 7 years, I'm told. So Delia could be 90 by the time she decides to hang up.
Oh, they're well beyond. They're well beyond.
Sorry, hold on.
Oh, I've lost you.
You there? Yeah, sorry, I was just muting. Should Stuart Webber be involved in making managerial decisions if Wagner is sacked?
No, definitely not. I mean, there is no point in Stuart Webber picking a new manager, because none of the Norwich fans have any confidence in his ability to do that. His recruitment is bad. He signed Dean Smith, and look where that went. Wagner now has got a terrible win rate. He's got more losses than wins. So no, Stuart Webber just step back, and just wait until Napa comes in and let him choose his man. Basically, we'd be quite happy, I think, for our first team coach to take over as a short term short-term thing. But yeah, Webber, we don't want anything to do with anything because he's messed the club up. His wife is a director. In fact, his wife's the boss, or his boss in the boardroom. So some would say a conflict of interest, working with your wife. Others would say she's done a good job. But her statement on the accounts was Norwich have a model that allows bounce back ability to the Premier League. Well, that didn't happen last year with 13th. We're now 17th. So I would question that, as a lot of Norwich fans would, that we have this bounce back ability to go back in the Premier League. There's no divine right to be there. The squad we have is incapable, I think, of the top 6 finish. So in answer to your question, Mark, no, Stuart Webber, just leave it to the new man.
We'll pause you there, Dom. We'll come back for predictions in a minute. Let's bring in our Blackburn fan, Jack. Thank you very much. Wait there, Dom. Okay, unpredictable game this one, Norwich against Blackburn. Let's get some score predictions then, Dominic.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a Blackburn win because we just can't defend. So I'm going to go Norwich 1, Blackburn 2.
Okay. And Jack, let's get a score prediction from you, please.
Yeah, it's at 12 o'clock kickoff, isn't it? It's an early kickoff, I think. Yeah, I think that's quite tough for an away team. I see it being a score draw, 1-1, 2-2. I think. Yeah, I think we'll have the majority of the ball though, but I think I see a score draw.
Right, nice one, fellas. We'll catch up with you both next week, hopefully, and check in on you. Enjoy the game, behave yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.